maybe not. Hey guys, we're here with Laura. Most of you know her, but just for today, a good little informational video about how we approach biomechanics when you look at different issues happening with lifting. Of course, we know Laura's one of the best squatters, females, just squatters ever, probably, with a PB of near a 4 times body weight squat. But recently, and it's been an issue in the past and it's resurfaced, under load, her right knee, just out of the hole at about 90 degrees, is starting to cave in a little. And so we want to figure out why, of course, so we can iron out that kink and get a few more kilos. Conventional thought would straight away go to just, you know, weak glute stabilizers on that side. I won't bore you with that stuff. We checked glute stabilizers in a standing position, which isn't as specific because it's only really happening at 90 degrees. And it was actually her left hip stabilizers and glute medius were weaker than the right. But that's near the top. When we test them near 90 degrees, they were about equal. So there wasn't a huge amount of issues going on there to account for why this knee was caving in. So then we go to the drawing board, and I'll just quickly run you through it, what goes through my head, so then we look at what's happening. There's a few relationships with muscles in the body, so then the next thing would be, instead of the hip stabilizers not being able to hold the knee position out, are the adductors too tonic or overactive, pulling it in, and then we and the glutes are trying to fight it out. And when we tested those, I won't bore you with that, the right was about 10 to 15 degrees less range of motion and just tonically on palpation tighter, so it is overworking. But we don't leave it there because that's the band-aid again. Yep, we'll stretch it and release the adductor, and so it's not overactive, pulling the knee in. But why is it overactive? Mainly because on her, yes, her left glute stabilizers are a bit weak, and it's trying to compensate with the right adductors. And so also then, because this right side is trying to fight more hip adduction being pulled in, her upper right quadrant of glutes, which at 90 degrees act as hip abductors a little bit, we're always getting triggered. So it fits in with that as well, getting too tight. And the left glute med being weak ties in with her being a bit too right when we tested it on her right QL. And the final part to the whole scenario was then, it makes sense then that she would be loading the right more and makes it harder to stabilize. And if that was the case over time, we'd probably see a difference in left to right leg development in terms of total size. So we measured it, and we did, and she's a little over 1 centimetre bigger on her right quad, or thigh, let's call it, than her left. So when we put all of that together, the picture that we get is a little counterintuitive. Weak left hip stabilizers causing the right adductors to try and overwork and compensate, along with the contralateral QL in the lower back. And because they're, well, mainly the adductors trying to pull the knee in, then the other glutes try to compensate, and you get this overactive right quadrant here, and she always gets a little bit of triggery here and has to release it. So the answer, and I'll quickly show you the test that we did, for her is going to be strengthen the left hip stabilizers through full range, release the right adductor, trigger that right glute, and stretch the right QL. And so then hopefully we can see, and proof will be in the pudding, that after a few weeks that right knee will stabilize. So turning around, so very quick dynamic hip stability is easy to see. So stand on your right leg for me and just do a little squat, staying vertical. You can see the hip stays good, and now on your left and squat, and you can see it dropping away straight away on the left, not the right, the one with the knee issue, on the left here. And then the next one, jump up on to here and lay back, and we can easily see that when, just come to this edge, that this knee can drop out, hit the pelvis down very easily. This one is stuck up in the air, you know. So we've got to get this adductor released, strengthen that left hip stabilizer through full range, and we'll just get rid of the other compensatory issues on this side with a few stretches and things. And it all takes time, and so then we want to see, hopefully by pro rule, in about 4.5 weeks, that knee is stable, because if we can get that knee stable, it would probably give her anywhere from 5 to 10 extra kilos at the top end from being stable. So that's just a brief insight into what we look at by any stretch of the imagination at more top end biomechanics and athletes, just to try and iron out all these kinks. But it's a good exercise. It's not always as simple as a direct one-to-one correlation. Sometimes you have to look at the whole kinetic chain. Hope that helps.
Bye!